Hi everyone, my name is Zhu Wenxuan, and you can call me Samuel or Samuel if you want. So today I'm going to talk about transactional justice. And in order to make my speech more lively, I made a small presentation with prints. So let's go. The first question is, what is transactional justice? Transactional justice is an approach to systematic or massive violations of human rights that both provides redress to victims and creates or enhances opportunities for the transformation of the political systems, conflicts, and other conditions that may have been at the root of the abuses. Transactional justice has two goals. The first is to gain some level of justice for victims. The second is to reinforce the possibilities for peace, democracy, and reconciliation. To achieve these two ends, transactional justice measures often combine elements of criminal, restorative, and social justice. The second question is where transactional justice comes from. This field first emerged in the late 1980s and early 1990s, mainly in response to the political transitions that took place in Latin America and Eastern Europe, and the claims for justice advanced during those transitions. At that time, human rights activists and others were concerned with the question of how to address effectively the systematic abuses of former regimes, but still reinforce and not derail the political transformations that were on the way. Since these changes were popularly called transitions to democracy, people started calling this new multidisciplinary field transactional justice, or justice in times of transition. Actually, there is no single model of transactional justice. Each society should, indeed must, choose its own path. However, there is a kind of consensus that all models should include five elements. The first one is truth. One of the most important ways to reach the truth is truth commission. These commissions have the primary purpose of investigating and reporting on key periods of recent abuse. They are often official state bodies that make recommendations to remedy such abuse and to prevent its recurrence. The second element is justice, include many things such as criminal prosecutions. These are judicial investigations of those responsible for human rights violations. Prosecutors frequently emphasize investigations of the big fish, suspects considered most responsible for massive or systematic crimes. And justice also include gender justice. These efforts challenge impunity for sexual or gender-based violence and ensure women's equal access to redress of human rights violations. The third one is reparations programs. These are state-sponsored initiatives that help repair the material and moral damages of past abuse. They typically distribute a mix of material and symbolic benefits to victims. Benefits that may include financial compensation and official apologies. Among these elements, also, we have future guarantees, include many things such as penal code modifications, and often members of armed groups and others actors who have accessed violence are separated from public life. Modify, if necessary, some state structures such as police, army, intelligence service is also very important. Besides, we have collective process of investigation of the causes and consequences, which is also very essential. Additionally, security system reform is also very important. These efforts seek to transform the military, police, judiciary, and related state institutions from instruments of repression and corruption into instruments of public service and integrity. And besides, memorialization efforts are also important. These efforts include museums, memorials, and other means of preserving public memory of the victims and of raising moral consciousness about the past abuse in order to build a bulwark against its recurrence. Last but not least is the element depuration. There is an agreement on the limits of transactional justice. Pardon or amnesty for international crimes is not possible. There are four co-international crimes: genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crime of aggression. They all have common elements: massive violations of human rights. The transactional justice currently does not defend univocal models, but mixed models that combine punitive measures, social, economic, and defense measures for victims, and measures of forgiveness and social insertion of aggression. In each of these models, we can find four pillars: truth, justice, reparations, and guarantees of non-repetition. Finally, because transactional justice is a relatively new field, there is a need to continuously assess the empirical impact of transactional justice measures. Through assessment, future policies will stand the best chance possible of achieving the immediate goals, providing redress for victims, as well as the longer-term goals of peace, democratization, and reconciliation. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And see you next time. Arrivederci.